Here, I welcome to all my dear students. In the last lecture, we had seen plagiarism of research. Today, we are going to learn Chapter 2, Formulation of Research Problem, and topic Research Problem. So, let's start with the research problem. Introduction of research problem. A research problem, rightly and rationally selected, solve half the problem of research. The proper selection of a topic has various advantages and boosts the morale of the researcher. The formulation of research problem. One of the primary steps and the most important step in the research planning process. Selection of research problem help the researcher to proceed his work step by step. Research hypothesis is a specific, clear, and testable proposition statement about the possible outcome of a scientific research. Such as presumed differences between particular variable or relationship. The hypothesis is just stepping to assume by theory. After introduction, we are going to see defining the research problem. A research problem is that drives the scientific process, is the foundation of any research method and experimental design. From true experiment to the case study. Research problem is defining the quality of the answer the exit research method is used. The research problem began during the first step of scientific process. Defining a research problem simply means that the researcher has to lay down certain boundaries within which he has to study the problem with a predefined objective in mind. In this slide, now we will discuss sources of research problem. The research problems may be selected from the following sources. First point is theory of one's own interest. Researcher may select problem for investigation from theory in which he has considerable interest. Situation must have the knowledge of that theory should be sufficiently to explore unexplained aspect of that theory. Thereafter, next point is technological changes. The impact society are bringing up new problems and new opportunities for research. The impact of technology on the existing in socio-economic. The researcher him to undertake the impact of new technology of system. Next point is daily problems. Problems can be selected on the basis of the daily experience of researcher. Problems present something new of investigation. It depends on researchers who can convert daily experience problem. Next point is discussion with supervisor or research advisor. Advisor provide all resources at the time the student should be directed to proceed proper lines necessary. Advisor must guide to select appropriate project. In this slide, now we will discuss criteria of a good research problem. A good problem selected by the researcher should conform to the following criteria. First point is importance. It's significant enough an important principle of practice. It is not worth or neither to knowledge to any improvement in the current practices. Thereafter, next point is relation between variables express. Problem should express a relation between two or more variables. Next is empirical verification. Problems such as possibilities of the testing. This means not only that actual relation, that the variables of the relation can be measured. Next point is availability of guidance. The proper guide and the approval and sanction of competent authority. Thereafter, next point is level of research. Nature and scope of study. will be determined in the levels master degrees, MPhil and PhD. Research or research to produce a research paper, an experimental project. Next point is interesting. The problem should be interesting for the investigator. His interest purely intellectual and for a reward material benefit. In position, increase authority and so that interesting. Thereafter, next point is novelty. They should be sufficiently original that does not involve duplication. Next is clarity and unambiguity. The problem should be related clearly in a question form. The last point is experience and creativity. Good research problems start from a clear understanding, theoretical, practical, and empirical aspect of the subject. So, these were the various criteria of a good research problem. Next is importance of selection and formulation of research problems. Formulating a research is an important and basic function of the researcher. The whole building of research work is based on research problem. Many research activities fail because not selecting and formulating the research problem systematically and logically. Next is techniques involved in defining research problem. The technique involved in defining research problem has following steps. First point is state the problem in a general way. Researcher should the problem in general terms respect to some scientific, practical, or intellectual interest. The satisfaction of a certain intellectual problems. Problem mention in a general way that need to be fixed by cool thinking about the issue. Thereafter, next point is understand the nature of the problem. Researcher needs to discuss the problem with related to the subject matter to clearly understand the basic problem nature, objectives in which the problem is to be studied. Next is survey the available literature. All available literature, including relevant theories, rules, report, and records. The problem topic need to be reviewed and examined. Thereafter, next point is go for discussion for developing ideas. Researcher may discuss the problem, other related to the concerned subject. People have understanding the rich experience area of research. And last is rephrase the research problem into a working proposition. Researcher must the problem into working proposition. The problems in specific terms and many help in the development of working hypothesis. So, these were the various techniques involved in defining research problem. Thank you.